Oh, there's one there. There's two over there. Who do you want to go for? The guy?
Aye, go for
the guy.
Who's going first?
There you go. What does it recognise? Those are plastics. Terry and Dino from that channel. Soundtrack of our lives.
Oh yes, I can check that.
Going on his face. Yeah, do you want one?
How does it going to cope with rising
Where
prices?
does it read? Well, if you have a look through it, looks at these aspects here, innit? Just some nice practical advice. We can't change prices, but that's some nice practical advice that we can cope with them.
Just practical advice or biblical advice?
Sorry?
Or biblical advice?
Yes, that's in there as well. Because the Bible principles are important, aren't they?
Go sorry.
I think the Bible principles are really helpful to us, aren't they? Just keep the balance in principle.
Actually, I'm studying theology at university.
Oh yeah? Wow.
Yeah, so I'm quite interested in the belief systems of different denominations. Obviously, it takes quite something for me to stand here on a really cold day.
It's cold.
It's cold. It's very cold.
I'm quite interested in the Jehovah's Witnesses, aren't you? You're millenarians.
Millenarian, I haven't heard that for a long time. So, what does that mean to you?
Well,
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but
Curious. No.
No?
He's believed that there's a 1,000-year rule of Christ.
Yes, the kid, yeah, well,
That's millenarianism.
yes, that's right. Yeah. We believe it'll go beyond that, but there's 1,000 years set in the future, yeah. Get things back straight. Yeah, we do believe in that, yeah.
So when's that going to happen? You know,
Hopefully quite soon. There's no date set for it.
That's a shame, isn't it? Wish there was.
I don't need a free Bible study for this.
No, but the website address is there.
Oh, I know.
And you'll get everything you need.
Yeah, I visited the website.
Just interested in you say you don't know where it's going to be. When did you think it was going to be?
When did we think it was going to be?
Yeah.
But the Bible doesn't have a date. Well, it gives indications of the time period.
So when does that start and when does it end?
We believe the time started in 1914.
Right, so when
The
does
last days, if you like, the Bible calls it.
So when does
time
it
of
end?
the end.
When does it end?
There's no end on that. It's
Surely,
Jehovah God who decides the time is right to take action.
I can remember the witnesses going round a long time ago who said that the generation that saw 1914 would by no means pass away until all these things occurred. Has that generation passed away?
The generations.
Yeah, has that generation till
Some of them
1914
that were
passed
alive,
away?
depends on their age, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the generation saw 1914, have they passed away now?
Probably the majority of them.
Right.
But the people that they knew who were with them and their families are still living.
Right.
Once they go, that generation.
Is that your generation or my generation?
Well, I know people who lived who were alive then and saw 1914.
Right. So are you the next generation?
I can't say that. It's not,
What's so
it's not for
special
me
about
to say that.
1914?
Sorry?
What's so special about 1914?
Well, that's good. That's not a quick one to answer. But there's Bible prophecies, and you can put dates to them, chronology in the Bible. So when you work that out, it takes us to 1914. There are a few established dates in history: 607, 70 CE, Fall of Jerusalem, 1914. You can work that out. The Bible chronology.
607. That's not an established date. No, chronology, archaeology. 607 is. I don't know where you're getting 607 from.
Well, Jerusalem fell. The Babylonians destroyed it in 607.
No, Babylon destroyed Jerusalem in 586. That's the accepted chronological date.
Right, I won't argue with that.
The fall of
Yeah.
Jerusalem. Archaeological evidence A definite date is 539.
539, that's right.
That's for the Babylon.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
Archaeological evidence
Yeah.
says that that's a pivotal year that
Yes.
you can calculate, because the Bible doesn't give specific dates.
right.
It dates it by stating such and
Events.
such was a ruler and
Yeah.
reigned for so many years.
That's right. And we use archaeology to find out when that is. Same as you are, obviously, yeah.
Quite so I've looked into this recently, and I actually spoke to a top archaeologist, Dr. Magnus, Jody Magnus, at a university. They had an internet call with her, and she's an archaeologist that does a lot of studies in Jerusalem, digging up things, Akish and places like that.
Yeah.
And speaking to her about the dating systems, basically she said that 586 BCE is an absolutely established date for the fall of Jerusalem.
Right.
So it's surprising to hear that we said 607 was the date, because no one says 607.
Okay, well, maybe I'm mistaken in that one. Yeah. I'm not an expert on those things.
Right. It's just that
I don't claim to be.
you see, if it comes to 1914, and didn't you used to say that it was the generation that saw 1914, but now you're on about another generation. Who's this other generation talking about? Because you said you're part of the generation that lived in the time of that generation. Who's this other generation? When will they end?
Well, all I'm saying is that people who saw 1914
Yes.
were alive then.
Yeah.
And I know what you're saying is the majority of those would have died.
Yeah,
by then,
near enough
wouldn't
they're all dead. There's maybe about
Yeah.
20 left in the world.
they? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But people that they knew then, and the people that knew them, would still be alive today.
Yeah. So
All I'm saying is once they have gone, then all that connection will have gone, won't it?
Okay, so in other words, you yourself have now putting a time limit on when that second generation ends before Armageddon comes. Is that right?
I'm not putting a time limit, no. Because
Well, it must
it's
be.
not for us to do that. I mean, even Jesus said, no man knows the day or the hour.
Well, God,
Only
obviously,
does.
God.
He's going to decide when it is.
Yeah, but surely he has
So
to.
it'd be a mistake for us, wouldn't it?
I think it would be a mistake to put a year on it.
Yeah.
But it can't be a mistake to put the end of the generation on that. Surely, surely that can't be a mistake.
Well, are you not doing one the same thing?
No, it's
The
not.
generation.
No, well, it's not, because generation, a biblical generation could be 40
But
years.
it's not just about that. Jesus gave us real signs to look for. According to Matthew 24,
Yeah.
Paul in 2 Timothy chapter 3
Yeah.
gave us lots of things to look for. It would give us an indication of the time period that we're in.
Exactly.
And
but-
Jesus said,
Yeah.
you've got to be aware of it and be prepared for it.
but it did-
because who knows when it's going to come.
But when you say Matthew 24,
And it can
is-
happen like that.
Yeah, but you say Matthew 24 and it says, this generation will by no means pass away, didn't he?
It says that, so.
It didn't say overlapping generations, did he?
It didn't use that word, no.
So why do you use that now?
Because, why do that now? How do you
Yeah.
explain that?
I don't know. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you go on the website,
No, I'd look.
and there's
Yeah,
an article and a video explaining all of that.
I prefer.
I don't have the,
Yeah, but the
ability
reason,
to explain
the
that to you
reason,
like that.
reason why I say that
Yeah,
is because
why do you say that?
you should have the ability. Let's imagine we're going back 20 years and the internet doesn't
When do you
exist.
think it's going to be?
What do you mean? Sorry.
When do you think the end is going to come then?
I thought
Or Armageddon,
I thought the end would come before the generation that saw 1914
Yeah,
would pass away,
yeah.
and it hasn't.
And it hasn't.
And-
so obviously
and-
if we thought that, we were wrong.
Yes, but
It's interesting you say that, because
Yeah.
you know,
Well, we were all wrong if we thought that, wouldn't we?
well, that's that. But
Because
surely,
we're still here.
but surely the
So there must be
organisation.
something else.
But surely the organisation you belong to told you that. Surely, if you were selling your weight magazine back in 1980, in the inside cover of that magazine, it would say in page 1 that the generation who saw 1914 would by no means pass away. That doesn't say that anymore, does it?
It didn't say that then.
It did.
But there's new articles now that explain that.
It did say that, because you know why I know that? Because I used to do exactly what you were doing for 28
got
years.
that.
So
you obviously know a lot more than the average person.
no, so this is the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is
So why did you change that?
Sorry.
Why did you change? Obviously, you're not doing it now. I'm
But,
presuming
because the Watchtower changed. Me and Dino were both pioneers.
right?
We were both servants,
Right.
both around the same time.
Didn't say first of all,
You know,
'cause I just wanted to,
'cause we just
see
wanted
what
to
you-
hear.
I
what you've got
disrespect
to
that.
say.
So
I can tell by your knowledge.
So the reason we say that is because you could have been us in 1980 or 83.
Well, let me say this to you. I was brought up. I've not always lived in Scotland. I lived in Wolverhampton.
All right.
In
Yeah, the accent gave it away there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Can I take it? Go from Wolverhampton, you know?
Yeah, Wolverhampton, that's it.
Yeah.
The West Midlands accent.
It's a bit different.
Aye.
Bit different. But I remember the time when I was younger, and we actually thought, mistakenly, that 1975.
I was
waiting for you to say that.
I was a
I'm
witness.
disappointed you didn't.
No,
write that.
because I didn't know how long you'd been in it. But I was alive in '75.
Yeah,
I was still
right,
here.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. So in other words,
So that was the date when
yeah,
lots of people
September
thought something was
'75.
going to happen.
The
Autumn of '75.
also '75,
And nothing did.
happen.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is the society said, "Oh, hold on a second. We've just realised that Adam wasn't the last creation, that Eve was the last creation, and the same time." And I was what this was. We're living in the time that took Adam to name all the animals in the paradise, in Garden of Eden, right? And then
can't put a date on it.
I tell you, and as it dragged on, we go,
no dates.
my God, it's
Can't
taken
put a
Adam taken a long time to name that giraffe. He was struggling with that big guy with the long neck.
There's a lot
And
of
this-
animals in the world.
Yeah, there was.
And if
But-
you name them all, it must have taken them a long time.
but then all
But
of
anyway,
a
it's
sudden,
not
when it
about
came
that.
to the 90s, all of a sudden this generation got expunged. Literally, it was they changed that and said, "Oh, by the way, brothers and sisters, we're now deleting that in the inside cover of the Weight magazine. We're now got a new thought, a new light."
yeah.
That it's another generation. It's a Latin generation, and the Bible doesn't say Latin generation. The Bible doesn't say that. And there was always this thing
Do you
within
not think it's
the.
interesting that they've been honest enough to change things? They haven't stuck with beliefs and doctrines.
Can
By
I-
consistent study and understanding.
Right? Do you
And the
think?
Bible indicates that the light will get brighter,
Well,
understanding would increase.
That's only
and we're
one
doing that,
scripture
aren't
you're
we?
taking out of
And we're honest
context.
enough to say
Now, can I just say
This is
something?
different,
Do you
you know?
think God changes?
God changes.
Yeah. So why do you?
But he can change his mind on things. And it's according to the Bible that he does.
Why do you think God would deliberately mislead his people on the earth to teach the wrong thing? Why do you think he'd do that?
I don't think he's done that.
So who's
But he
got?
allows us. Do you accept we've all got free will?
Yes, I do.
So he allows us to make mistakes. He
The wo-
gives us a choice.
Well,
Right.
honestly,
We never claim to be inspired. If Jehovah
But the-
inspired us,
Yeah.
if Jehovah inspired us so that everything we said would be right, but he doesn't. He allows us to find out for ourselves and study. Sometimes we do make mistakes.
Yeah.
But are we honest enough to say, well, listen, oh no, that's
I
we used to think that.
I think-
but now if we look at the scriptures, do you not think it says this?
To be honest with you, I think you're more honest.
Yes.
You're an honest man. And I just wish,
trying to be.
no. I wish the governing body was as honest as you were, because they don't like to say they made a mistake. But I'd like to hear that you have enough sense to say, I think we got that wrong. But they don't seem to say that.
Well, I wouldn't accept that because I can see through the broadcast information that we've got that they're willing to say that, but we're changing this. We've got that wrong. We're changing this.
Well, for instance,
Yeah.
I mean, they quite honestly have said yes. We did say 1975, and they said, well, we got that was wrong.
No, they've never. I would disagree with you in the point of view that they've never really said that they've got things wrong. They've always said that they're not inspired and
Yeah.
they're not infallible. They came out and said that recently.
That's right.
But they've never actually came out and said that they were ever wrong. But I was speaking to a sister in Ayr. I come from Ayr.
Uh-huh.
Speaking to a sister there recently, and we're talking about the kind of changes
Yeah.
in the organisation, what we teach over the years. And I said to her, so basically, what they taught in the past about 1975 and other things, they were wrong. And you know what she said to me? She says, they were right for their time.
They thought they were right then.
So they were
Never
right
know
for,
different.
but
Yeah.
you can't be right for your time. That basically means that's saying that it's refusing to say that they were wrong by saying they were right for their time, right? So what the governing body are saying today, are they simply right for this time? Could they be actually
Wrong in another time.
I'm not, well, if the sister said that, that's up to her what she says.
Yeah.
But I would have expressed it that they were right based on the knowledge they had then.
Right.
But
As knowledge increases,
Okay, can I ask
understanding increases,
can I ask you a question then?
then things can change.
How confident are
I mean, how
you?
much have you learnt in your lifetime? You think of what you believe was right 50 years ago. You don't believe that now.
Yeah,
do you?
how confident are you right now that the things that you believe will not change in 10 years? How confident are you about that?
No, things will change.
That's-
Because I'm learning all the time.
Yeah, but
I'm learning
how
new things all the
confident
time.
are you
My
that?
appreciation of the scriptures is developing and growing
Yeah,
all the time. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
but for instance, like
Yeah.
when me and Dina got married, guess what we couldn't do?
not to each other.
No, obviously not.
When we got
You
married.
did make me think there for a minute.
We're close, but we're not that close. We used to live in the same B&B, but separate beds. But when we got married as a witness wedding,
Yeah.
guess what we couldn't do? What they do in worldly weddings, we couldn't say a toast to the bride and the groom. We weren't allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Guess what you can do now?
Cheers.
Exactly.
I know.
So
Interesting, isn't it?
another thing.
Because understanding grows and develops.
Well,
isn't it?
so basically, another thing we couldn't do is
And what was understood years ago is
the
different now.
Bible doesn't
It
change.
was interesting
The
that.
Bible doesn't.
It was
Another thing we couldn't do is grow beards. If you grew a beard, you couldn't extend in the witness structure. Now you can grow a beard and be a governing body member. But Jehovah never changes. I'm sure Jehovah's point of view of a man wearing a beard, having a beard, has not changed, but the witnesses change.
Do you think he sits with a smile on his face when he looks at our understanding and how we're changing? You know,
Well, knowing.
things that were accepted years ago,
Yes.
and not speaking about in much audience, but in the world in general,
Yeah.
have changed enormously. Haven't they?
Yeah, but I get
Well, I'm
that.
not saying we change to go with the world.
Yeah.
We have to stick to Bible principles.
Exactly. That's the most important thing.
But
You can't
it doesn't
change
say in
the
the Bible
principle.
you can't have a beard.
Exactly.
Everybody in the past had a
It
beard.
doesn't,
didn't they?
doesn't say in the Bible that you can't celebrate birthdays.
So why did the organisation
there were
say that you
principles
couldn't?
in that, innit?
You could. It didn't say you couldn't grow a beard. You wouldn't get any privileges if you
No,
grew a beard. You
it didn't say that in the Bible.
I never heard that said or said that, but
Well,
it was frowned upon.
You're right. It was frowned upon.
Yeah.
So, so who?
I don't have a beard.
who was that
Nice to
coming
see. I do.
You do that?
I do. It's just grown it.
He didn't have a beard. No, it's a personal choice.
But having that personal choice wasn't personal because it ended up being that you couldn't, as a brother, if sister wanted to grow a beard, that was her personal choice. But if a brother wanted to grow a beard, it means, sorry brother, you can't go in the meetings, you can't be this and can't be that. But that was never in the Bible. It was never came from Jehovah. That was a man-made decision by whoever was in control of the governing body at that time. So don't you still feel?
So what, are you glad it's changed?
Well, it doesn't
Do you
affect
not
me
respect
anymore.
an organisation that is willing to change?
No, because if they keep on changing
Alright,
the goalposts, I don't have any respect for them. That's the problem I've got. Because when me and Dino were younger, we gave up the possibilities of secular advancements because back then it was frowned upon. Now they've changed that. Now they've said, oh well, brothers and sisters, if you want to go to university and get qualifications and advance yourself, you can do that. But when we were young, it was a case of you came straight out of school, no university, no sixth form, straight into pioneering, doing a job, paying minimum wage to do that. Now that's now changed. So imagine how me and him are feeling that we're looking at people who are all of a sudden the witnesses now saying, oh well, yeah, you can do that. I'm thinking, hold on a second, who's changed those goalposts? Because Jehovah hasn't. The governing body has.
I don't agree with that.
Well, they have, haven't they?
No, I don't agree with that.
What do you agree with?
No.
Have they not changed understandings, changed doctrines?
No, the thing with higher education is the thing that's the danger is what you're going for. What are you going for? You know, are you going to study arts and history and all that, or are you going to university to using skills? Are you going to be a doctor? Are you going to be an optician? Are you going to be an engineer?
But we weren't encouraged to
or
do
something
anything.
that you can be proud of?
We weren't encouraged to
Well,
do
I know
anything.
people when I was younger who went off and did all those skills.
Well, they must
and
have
used them for
thought.
practical purposes.
Honestly, when I was a witness, you weren't
Yeah.
encouraged to get married, to have children, or to go for secular education.
Why did the...
So where do you go? No, forget that.
Well, I was going to say, why did the...
Where are you now in
discredit-
your beliefs?
I'll tell you where I am with my beliefs
Yeah.
right now, and this is crushing to me.
Because
No, and just let me tell you this
Yeah.
right now. This is honestly crushing to me. Before I became a witness, I was a Methodist. We went to Sunday school,
Yeah.
and I believe, like a lot of Christians believe, that when their loved one dies, that they go to heaven if they've led a good life, right? My father's got 5 days to live at the most, okay? And he's now dying. They're going to take the tubes out of him. He will die within the next 5 minutes. Next 5 days. I no longer have that belief because, unfortunately, being brought up as a Jehovah's Witness, you are then brought up to absolutely destroy every other religious belief there is. To believe in one thing: you die, you get resurrected, or you survive Armageddon, or if you're the anointed, you go to heaven. Now, because now I've left the witnesses after 28 years there, and because I spent 28 years absolutely dissolving every other belief in when you die, you're good, you go to heaven. Now my father's dying. Guess what I have? Guess what hope I have for my dad? I have nothing. I don't have that crumb of comfort that people out there have. Says, well, at least he's going to a better place. That's all gone for me because of the Jehovah's Witnesses. Do you not understand that?
do you believe in the Bible?
Now when I go back and read,
Do you believe in God? Do you believe Jehovah exists?
I don't know. If I go back into the Bible and read what the God of the Bible did,
Yeah.
in his own words in the Bible, I struggle to love that guy. I struggle to love the guy who got these she-bears to come out and tear apart a load of children because they made fun of a man with a bald head. I struggle to love a guy who would then say to a nation of Israel, go into the land of Canaan and leave nothing alive. I struggle to love that guy. I struggle to love the guy who looked down at a wicked world and decided the best way of dealing with a small group of wicked people was to flood the entire inhabited earth and give the biggest act of extermination of animal cruelty ever. That's what I struggle with.
So you're judging him by human standards?
Because because we're made in his image, aren't we?
In his image with his qualities.
Oh, sorry, I will go.
She has to
So
go now.
have a lovely afternoon.
Okay.
We're gonna swap. So.
Okay.
Let's just finish. We're all the way now.
So do you understand that from me?
Yeah, I do understand that, but I think it's a shame because he's the universal sovereign creator. So what you're saying is that he's got answer. You're almost saying he's got answer to us. We're the creation. Surely he's the creator.
Listen to
He
me.
decides what's right and wrong, doesn't he?
Listen to me. My son is my creation and my wife. Okay, that doesn't give me or Dino to do what we like with our children. Once they've come into being, we look at them as the most precious thing on this planet, and for us to then to willy-nilly destroy them over the fact that they made fun of a bald guy. It's just, if my son made fun of a bald guy, and I said, all right, I'm going to put this you deserve that. That's not good of love, is it?
So you don't believe that Jehovah gave his own son, his only begotten son, for us as a ransom sacrifice?
He may have done that. He may have done that.
That says something about him, doesn't it?
Well, no, but the fact
And
that
how much he values human life and creation, that he's willing to do that.
you can't value human life if you count up how many people Jehovah, the God of the Old Testament, destroyed. It's in the millions. That's not somebody do you remember when Moses came out and took the nation out of Egypt, and there was 1 million people with them, and they sent out the spies into the land of Canaan, and only 2 came back with a good report. 10 came back and said, massive fruit, huge guys were really scared, and the rumour spread through the whole of the camp. Do you know what Jehovah's instant response was to Moses? He said to Moses, I will destroy them all. That's 1 million people, and I will make your line the line I will take through to Canaan. And Moses, a sinful man, had to then stand out God. Oh, you better do know that, Jehovah God. Why not? Well, because you dragged us all out of Egypt. Yes, I'm getting your thinking here. And then you're going to lead us into this place. And now you're going to wipe us out. How do you think your reputation will be in this promised land? I've never thought about this. A sinful man had to talk down God from destroying 1 million people. That's not a God who shows loving kindness, who is slow to, or who is not slow to, slow to mercy. Slow to mercy. Do you see what I mean? And that's in the Bible, isn't it? You know those stories. I'm not telling you nothing you don't know.
But you're forgetting an awful lot that went before it. All the acts that he did to save those millions of people from Egypt.
Okay.
And the surviving acts all the way through.
Let's.
And after having performed all those miracles,
Yes.
you turn around and they don't believe that God can save them again.
You get scared, don't you? For instance, what did he do to... There was one obstinate man, Pharaoh. And instead of punishing Pharaoh, he decided the best course of conduct was to have an angel fly over the Passover and kill everybody who didn't have the lamb on the door. It's not a loving God. I don't know who you... I can really understand that Jesus guy is a guy I'd probably like to know. See his father.
He was a son.
The image of his father.
No. Quite often the sons are nothing like the fathers.
Well, he is, because his God is love.
And
I've just come into the end of the conversation, but there's a lot of things that are not written there that maybe the context says a different thing.
I can only go what the Bible tells me.
Exactly, but yeah.
So if I can only get what the Bible tells me, and that's what God has decided
God
He wants to
cares.
leave.
In fact, I was just sharing something with someone that not only when bad things happen to people, you're saying about that when people are in pieces in their life,
Yes.
and they feel valueless,
Right.
the Bible, we can repair things, but the Bible says that God helps and those crushed, not just in pieces,
Yeah.
but crushed in spirit and how they feel.
I
and
wish-
we are bombarded.
I wish
by
you
it.
could, but during COVID, how many Jehovah's Witnesses died?
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah, because who's ruling the
No,
world?
no.
Who's this whole system?
Yeah.
This whole.
And-
we've all.
Right.
We've just had a bereavement this morning.
Yes.
In our family.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
And so we have now to go home and we've got that.
Yeah.
Everybody, none of us are exempt from it. It's not like, oh, you're that special. I'm going to say.
It's a really be rude, but we've got
We've got
a bus to
busy
catch
night.
to get home.
Right. Well, where are you from? Where are you from? Which congregation?
Renfrew.
Right. Pleased to meet you. My name's Terry. What's your name?
Steve?
What's your name?
And I'm Carolyn's wife.
Dino,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So you're both from Renfrew. Well, it's nice to talk to you, and honestly, because we've spoken to a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I really appreciate your honesty and your candour, because sometimes you speak to people who are quite, do you know what I mean, a bit bullish.
We're all different.
But yeah, I appreciate the
and you've got a
chat.
very strong belief that not everybody can.
Yeah, no,
some people might not.
no, I honestly, we've enjoyed our chat, and hopefully that you've enjoyed our chat as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hang in
Thank
there.
you.
Okay.
See you again.
Don't mind.
Okay. Nice to meet you then. Bye bye.
All the best.